To end today's episode with tensions rising in the Pacific, we zoom in on relations between two of the world's powers and what happened to bring them to this point. In the spotlight, Australia and China. Let's go back to late 2015 when the China-Australia Free Trade Agreement first took effect. The agreement removed trade barriers and curbs for bilateral foreign investment. The same year, China took in about 25% of all Australian exports. 2 years later, in December 2017, Australia passed the Foreign Influence Transparency Scheme Act. It intended to boost transparency surrounding foreign influence on Australia's government, especially from Beijing. In August 2018, Australia banned Chinese telecom providers Huawei and ZTE from the country's 5G network constructions. 2 months later, China initiated an anti-dumping probe into the Australian barley trade. Fast forward to when COVID-19 broke out in Wuhan and started spreading to the rest of the world. Not long after, former Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison backed an independent investigation into the origins of the Chinese Communist Party or CCP virus, which causes COVID-19. The move angered Beijing and marked a collapse of bilateral relations. Months later, in May of 2020, China imposed an over 80% tariff on Australian barley exports. Meanwhile, ships of Australian coal got stuck at Chinese ports. Beijing ordered them to wait there for processing. But hurdles facing Australia went far beyond coal exports to China. Later in 2020, Australia's exports to China slowed. Chinese authorities allegedly instructed domestic companies not to buy from Australia. As for the goods impacted, coal, barley, copper, sugar, timber, lobster, and wine were some of the worst hit. Citing a violation of anti-dumping rules, Beijing's temporary tariffs on Australian wine soared up to 212% at one point. A month later, Australia filed an official complaint with the World Trade Organization, directed at Chinese tariffs on its barley exports. In apparent retaliation, Beijing upped its trade tariffs. It boosted temporary tariffs on Australian wine into official anti-dumping tariffs. The year before, Australian wine exports to China totaled $325 million. After the move, that number plummeted to just $12 million for close to 6 months. The situation surrounding Australian coal wasn't much better. Beijing's unofficial ban on the goods stayed in place through early 2021. Based on China's official data, no Australian coal has entered the country since December, even though China was forced to buy from other, more expensive suppliers. In December 2021, Australia joined the United States in issuing a diplomatic boycott of the Beijing Winter Olympics. Now that we're up to speed, the timeline now brings us to the latest friction between the two powers. As of last month, in April 2022, China confirmed the signing of a security pact with the Solomon Islands. That's despite many countries fearing it could pave the way for China to construct and operate military bases there, something Beijing denies. Then Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison said the creation of a Chinese military base in the South Pacific nation would be a red line for his government.